Despite his young age, Charlie currently owns a chicken biscuit store in Taipei, Taiwan. As I'll learn, sharing a traditional American favorite with the locals here in Taiwan is Charlie's way of showing how far he's come since he first arrived in Taiwan. Hi there, I'm Helen. I'm a host by default, and I've had the privilege of connecting with individuals from all walks of life and immersing myself in diverse cultures. Now, I would like to continue this endeavor by meeting some of the most unexpected residents of Taiwan.
This is Huaqiang Table Tennis Center in Guting. It's where I come to play ping pong with my friends.
And I've heard that you're very good at playing ping pong, right?
Some might say that. I love table tennis because it's really physically challenging and it's also mentally challenging. There's a lot of strategy involved, which is really different from like ping pong you might play in the basement. So it takes a lot of training and a lot of repetition to get the muscle memory. It's challenging from all angles and it's a good mental and physical exercise. I started playing table tennis when I was 11. I discovered that most of the coaches and players were Chinese or from Taiwan and also spoke Chinese. Well, luckily my school started offering Chinese classes when I was in 7th grade. And I was begging my mom to take them also, and she was like, I don't know if you should take Chinese class. It sounds really difficult. Growing up, my coach, she used to be number 2 in the world. Yeah, her name is Tong Fei Ming, and she still comes back to Taiwan a lot and is very involved in table tennis still and has a daughter who's trying to qualify for the Olympics in the United States now. I moved here in November 2020, which was because of COVID. All of the foreigners got kicked out of China. So I came to Taiwan. Life in Taiwan is much more relaxed than in China, and people are really nice here, and it's really convenient, and I feel like community here is just much stronger, and it's much easier to build a life here and become part of society. It can be pretty difficult in China, especially there are like lots of laws that prevent foreigners from becoming part of society.
Last time I played ping pong was like 5th grade, elementary school. So it's been a long time since the last time I played ping pong. And it's really tiring actually. And I think that their action, their emotions, it's really exciting for me to watch. So that's why I decided to join them, but it doesn't work out well. But I have a great time. It's really fun. It's a really fun sport. Charlie's love for table tennis led him to start communicating with his coach in Mandarin. Eventually, learning the language extended into other parts of his daily life in Taiwan. He pursued knowledge about the language, and through this process, Charlie gradually fell in love with Taiwanese culture. So Charlie, I didn't know you have this kind of old school habit for tea ceremony.
I really love the whole process of making tea from start to finish. From growing the leaves on tea farms, which are really beautiful locations here, to processing the tea after you pick it. The whole art of using the processed tea leaves to make tea, it's a really meditative process, and there's a lot of beautiful steps that go on with making the ceramics, everything for a tea set, so there's art involved in every step of the way. Really passionate about architecture too, so I love going around and looking at Taipei's unique architecture. I think Taipei is a super underrated place for architecture. A lot of people think the buildings here are ugly,
right. I vehemently disagree. I think it's one of the most beautiful places architecturally in the world. Yeah, because
Very few people say that.
I know, but I strongly believe because a lot of the buildings came up here around the 80s or 90s during Taiwan's economic boom. That was during the global cultural movement of postmodernism. So a lot of buildings here are postmodern buildings, and yeah, they're sort of industrial, but it's also an eclectic mix of styles from all around the world. Yeah, so Taiwan has lots of interesting objects of visual culture, and probably one of the most common ones you see around are Chinese characters. So it's pretty different from every other writing system in the world because Chinese characters are pictographic. So even just walking around, you can see art everywhere, and it's really great to learn about characters and learn the history behind them, and write some sometimes.
You do calligraphy?
I am by no means a professional calligrapher, but it's something that I started doing in my Chinese class in 7th or 8th grade. I'm definitely not very good at it, especially as a left-handed person.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because I am a left-handed writer too.
Yeah, it is really hard because the angle that you hold the brush is different. So right-handed people, the brush is going that way, and left-handed people, the brush is going that way. So you kind of have to correct for it.
From tea to calligraphy to architecture and even the Mandarin language, Charlie has a knack for noticing unique details exclusive to Taiwan. I think this trait is the reason why he is now able to run his own chicken biscuit shop.
This one's a little hotter than this one. I grew up cooking with my mom. She's probably the most important influence on my culinary journey. Once I was in college, I was actually studying abroad in Argentina at the time. And I hated the food there. I did not like the food at all. So the only solution was for me to cook. So I had to teach myself how to cook. I moved back to Latin America and I was working in fine dining at really top restaurants. So I was in the back of the kitchen all day learning the ins and outs of a commercial kitchen, which opening up this restaurant has been a really great combination of these skills that I've learned and my passions.
So how did you guys met?
Well, Charlie posted a really interesting message on the Gold Card Slack. So the visa that we all have has a Slack group online. And he posted this really long message that was like, hey, I'm here, I'm in Taiwan, I like photography and videography and cooking and stuff. And so I invited him for coffee. And like,
That's it?
Yeah, and then we had coffee together. After that, I started doing some pop-up events at our friend's event space where I would cook different kinds of things. And for one of them, I made chicken biscuit.
And I think I was like half joking, but I was like, you should totally sell this.
And then you made it happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not 1 year later.
Oh, wow.
So I have really high standards for our food. That's the most important thing for me because I want good, authentic, fresh, Southern American food. The specialty thing that we make here that you can't really find in any other place in Taiwan is a chicken biscuit. So in America, a biscuit is a type of quick bread, which means it uses baking powder instead of yeast, and it's a traditional bread that's eaten in the South.
We basically both do everything. He's a little more focused on the biscuits because that's his specialty, and then I had to learn how to do the chicken. So I'm like a fried chicken expert with regards to our chicken.
I'm the dishwasher. I mean, ostensibly, I'm supposed to be managing anything with technology or inventory and things like that. But it turns out that the most important thing right now is just getting customers. Yes, dishwasher. After dishwashing, getting customers. And driving revenue, guys.
I like to say that everything I've done has been about connecting people and bridging cultural gaps. First, in sports, I got to travel all over the world, which I was really lucky to do, to meet table tennis players and connect through a shared passion. So competing in different countries, training in different countries, getting to learn Chinese has been something that has been invaluable to me. When I discovered my passion for food, I feel like that was the way I could most effectively bridge cultural gaps and help people get to know each other. And opening this restaurant here has been a great way to do that because I get to use a food that I grew up eating and that's really special to me. And I get to share it to a new audience here in Taiwan. So I get to introduce them to something new. And I also get to provide an authentic and familiar meal to people who might not be from Taiwan or who spend time living in America who are really craving something that feels like home. So I feel like through my food, I've been able to create lots of really strong emotional and cultural connections through food, no matter what language you speak. So I am definitely proud of myself for making the move out here and following my passions and doing something that I love every day. But I'm really happy with how the restaurant's going, and I'm really happy with the work I do every day, and I feel like I'm making a meaningful impact in the local community.
Yeah.
Really happy to hear that.
You're really lucky to have two great friends and
Yes.
co-worker. Yeah.
I have to say, there's absolutely no way I could have done this by myself. So I'm so happy that I get to work with my friends every day and that we get to build something together, which is really important and special to me.